I met her at my youngest cousin's birthday party. She was 18 and I was 21 years old. She became close friends with my cousin. We knew each other, but we didn't have any form of relationship. I saw her several times when I visited my cousin. Then I moved to the university to complete my graduate degree. The next time I saw her was in 2020, after she completed high school and I had finished college. We exchanged contacts and started talking. Through our conversation, I realized I lived in the same neighborhood with her parents. She, on the other hand, was working in a different state. In March 2020, when the pandemic hit the world, she lost her job and moved home to her parents' place. It was bad that she got laid off, but something good came out of it. We were close to each other. We spent a lot of time together and had deeper conversations. We spoke extensively about our past relationships. She told me about her ex who dumped her before he traveled to Europe. I told her about my past heartbreak too, and we consoled each other. We took our time to build our friendship. We visited each other and met each other's family. In August 2020, I shoot my shot and she accepted. A few months into the relationship, I realized she was still in touch with her ex. I didn't like it, so I sat her down and talked to her about it. Your communication with your ex is not healthy for our relationship. I don't talk to my ex, so I don't expect you to keep talking to yours. She agreed with me and promised to do better. In December 2020, I was trying to fix an issue with her phone when a message popped up from her ex. I opened it and read their chat. My girlfriend was asking her ex if he still had a place in his life for her. She told the guy she was single and was waiting to be loved. I was shocked and confused at the same time. She was very committed to our relationship, so I didn't suspect she was unhappy. I confronted her about the message, and she apologized. She accepted her mistake and again promised to do better. I loved her, so I forgave her and continued with the relationship. I wanted her to attend the same school that I was doing my graduate studies, so we could spend more time together. Her SAT scores were not good, so she couldn't get into the school we wanted. She took the SAT again, and the scores were still too low. I spent night and day tutoring her till she finally increased her score enough on the third try. Eventually, she got in my school. Everything between us was good when she started schooling. I helped her with money when she needed it. I visited her when I got the slightest opportunity. I soon went on to graduate with a master's degree and got a good job. During her second semester break, her ex came to town and he came to greet my girlfriend's parents. I was with her when he showed up. She introduced me to him as her boyfriend, and that set my mind at ease. The thought of her returning to him was laid to rest until she changed towards me drastically. She wouldn't reply my texts and she ignored most of my calls. I didn't understand why she changed. I asked her politely on several occasions if I did anything wrong. She said, "Nothing is wrong, just rest your mind." Her attitude continued for a long time. Even when she came home for the second semester vacation, she was still behaving the same way. She set a trap for me so that we would have a misunderstanding. I fell into the trap and we argued. She used it as an opportunity to withdraw from me and shut me out completely. After a while, she came to apologize for her actions. She said, "I was having a hard time with school and I took it out on everyone. I am sorry for the way I treated you." I forgave her, but I didn't buy into her explanation. I went through her phone and I felt sorry for myself considering the things I discovered. She had exchanged explicit photos with her ex and they slept together when he was in town. She was hoping to get back together with him, and that's why she withdrew from me. As their chat progressed, I found out that the guy went to meet the parents of another girl he was getting married to. That was why she came back to me with an apology. In some of their conversations, they talked about me and mocked me. To say that I was hurt is an understatement. I thought about breaking up with her, but I saw that she had changed. She was loving and committed as she was when we started going out. I thought she regretted her actions, and she was trying to make up for it. I didn't tell her what I saw on her phone. I continued with the relationship as if I didn't know she cheated on me. Somehow, I felt like I wasn't doing enough for her. Maybe if I did more for her, she wouldn't cheat on me again, I thought to myself. I went out of my way to be the perfect boyfriend, buying for her what she didn't even ask for. We were happy. We were in a good place for a year until recently. She started withdrawing from me again. I questioned what the issue was, and she said there was nothing wrong. I wanted answers, so I consulted her phone. I found out that she was still talking to her ex. He's coming to town to have his wedding, and he had planned to be intimate with my girlfriend as a parting gift. This time, they are planning to take a trip to another state so that they can be free to do whatever they want to. It baffles me that this girl doesn't see her ex is just using her to satisfy his immediate needs. I don't understand how she's comfortable sleeping with a guy who doesn't think her worthy of marriage. This guy has enjoyed free intimacy and other explicit photos from her. Yet, he's getting married to another woman he claimed to be a virgin. I have screenshots and video evidence on my iCloud. I kept records because I knew nobody would believe me when I tell them she's a cheat. She presents herself as a church girl, so in everyone's eyes, she's a good girl. If you go through their chats, you get the notion that the guy has already introduced her to his fiancé as his cousin. He even convinced the lady to add my girlfriend to the bridal team. To the best of my knowledge, the lady doesn't suspect that something is going on with her man and my girlfriend. What kind of wickedness is this? How can you allow someone you are sleeping with to be part of your bridesmaids? I cannot wrap my head around how the woman I want to marry would do this. So, I want to make them both pay for the deception. A part of me wants to involve the family of the bride and share my evidence with them. However, I am concerned that they may call off the wedding. I don't think the innocent fiancé deserves that kind of drama. As for my girlfriend, I don't want her anymore, so I don't care what becomes of her. I need ideas on how to get the two of them to pay without involving the fiancé. I was so depressed by this, and I went out that evening to have a drink with my friend. I wanted to drink and forget my ex-girlfriend, so I didn't want to share the story with my friend. But it was all I could think about. My chest was too heavy with thoughts, and I spilled the beans. When my friend heard my story, he was more upset than I was. He told me not to break up with my girlfriend yet, and I should do it on the eve of the wedding, and I should expose him to his fiancé on the eve of the wedding as well, so both of them could feel the impact and the pain they have caused me. I told him that I didn't want to cause pain to the innocent bride, and he told me that the real pain would be allowing her to marry that douchebag, and I should expose them during the eve of the wedding. They would have wasted time and money, and everyone that came for the wedding would hate the groom. I didn't see how it would benefit me to do what my friends were suggesting. I showed him all the evidence I had collected of her cheating, and he recorded most of the information. At the time, I didn't know what he was going to do with it. I thought we were just two drunks at the bar, hyping each other up, but I should have known him well. My friend meant every bit of what he was saying. The conversation with my friend gave me enough motivation, so when I went home, I called my girlfriend and told her that our relationship is over. She asked me why, and I told her that I knew she was sleeping with her ex. I didn't tell her how I found out. I didn't want to stay long with her on the phone. I threw out everything in my apartment that belongs to her, and she came by the following day to pick them up. I wanted her to go away to give me time to heal. I couldn't endure another month of her being around me, so I didn't want to wait for 2 months to have a revenge against my girlfriend and her ex. But my friend had other things in mind. True to his word, on the eve of the wedding, he printed a copy of all the cheating information I gave him. He could have emailed it or delivered it by mail to the bride's house, but no, he went face to face and hand-delivered it to the bride and saved some copies to the bride's father as well. As you could guess correctly, the wedding was cancelled. There were even guests and family members that traveled out of state for the wedding. It was a huge disaster because it was supposed to be a big wedding. My friend really sent the explicit photos as well to embarrass my girlfriend further, and he gets a kick out of telling me what happened. I don't know how I felt about it, but I guess they got what they deserve. If you're dating a woman that won't stop talking to her ex and won't break communication with her ex-boyfriend, that's one of the signs that she's been alpha widowed. The exception is that if they share a child together, then that's another story for another day. And don't accept that BS about we're just friends. Men and women are not friends. The men she's talking to are one of two things. They're either orbiters or something we call Chads and Tyrones. Orbiters are men that she keeps around for attention and money, but she's not going to be intimate with them. But the Chads and the Tyrones are the people that she keeps on rotation, the people that she's actually intimate with. So don't buy her excuses about having male friends. If she refuses to cut ties with the male friends, don't be the simp and stick around. Break up with her and take your talent somewhere else. And never take a cheater back. She's a cheater and she cheated repeatedly with someone she considered an alpha. Psychologically, she didn't see her current boyfriend as a viable mate for her offspring. Funny how the reason why the alpha ex-boyfriend gave for getting with another woman or trying to get married to another woman is because the woman she's getting married to is a virgin. So as he's getting married to a virgin, she's using her. And the interesting part is she knows that the reason he's getting married to the other woman is because the other woman is a virgin. But in her mind, she thinks that he would change his mind at the last minute. That's a typical alpha widow logic. That's the reason why the current boyfriend shouldn't have stuck around waiting for her to get back to her senses. You see, alpha widows and some women are willing to share an alpha, hoping that someday he would realize that she was the right one for them. There's a saying that women would rather share an alpha than to be with a faithful beta. The fact that he's getting married to another woman made him even more attractive to the alpha widow because it validates her point that he has social proof. That's why a lot of people in the pickup community try to get that social proof, because women really pay attention to that. Women really pay attention to what other women think. And you know how much women care about the opinions of other women. So you don't want to be the beta that's sticking around for her to come back to her senses while the alpha is using her. Look, being a simp is not natural. It is something that's been indoctrinated by the modern society. If you look at other cultures, those simp behaviors are not tolerated. Even in your hindbrain is already telling you that she's probably not the mate that will be loyal and ensure that his offspring are actually his.